So don't be totally fooled there by the final score, although the Buckeyes were in control most of the day. And I started out a little bit slow again. JT Barrett with an early turnover. I believe the second or third time now this year, if he's going to have a turnover, it's early in the game. Some kind of shovel pass option play they were trying. He just threw the ball, hit Mike Weber right in the face mask, down on the ground for it. It was ruled a fumble. Could have been really close, could have been a forward pass, but it was a fumble for sure. Turning the ball over. Indiana was running the ball well in the first quarter. You know, I was expecting Indiana to come out throwing the ball well, trying to move it that way against the Buckeyes. They were moving it well on the ground, although they weren't able to put it in the end zone. At the end of the first quarter, we got a 3-3 tie, just a couple of field goals. Boza, Hubbard, Lewis, those guys up front for the Buckeyes. Well, I mean, even though Indiana, like I just said, Indiana was running the ball well, those guys were making key plays when they needed them there to keep them out of the end zone at least. So then we move on to the second quarter. Buckeyes still having trouble on third down. In this game, both teams really were having trouble on third downs, but a lot of 3-and-outs sprinkled throughout the whole game. Weber does get a touchdown run, though. The Buckeyes get a little bit of a drive, put them up 10-3. Then Samuel comes back, the Buckeyes' next driver. Maybe they had a punt in between. Samuel gets a touchdown run, making it 17-3, and thinking, all right, it's kind of felt like at that point with a 17-3 lead, they were pulling away, maybe on their way to putting the Hoosiers down early. And then Indiana comes back right before the half and scores, makes it 17-10. But then just absolutely kill them. And I think, you know, the kind of thing I look for in this Buckeyes team. It was 17-10 right then, but they did leave a minute on the clock. I was thinking, look, you know, they're going to need somebody here to just do something quickly. You know, whether if it's JT Barrett or Samuel or Wilson, somebody needs to make a big play, and it was Paris Campbell. Probably with the play of the day. It was 17-10 at that point. It looked like it was going to be 17-10 at halftime. The Hoosiers were going to be getting the ball. Paris Campbell runs one back. Didn't take it all the way to the house, but he runs it all the way down into the red zone, putting the Buckeyes in good field position. JT caps it off. JT runs it in, giving them a 14-point lead again. So then, you know, instead of looking at Indiana possibly down 7 with the ball, Buckeyes up 14, still looking like they're in control. Indiana does come out and score, though, making it 24-17. Buckeyes answer them right back, though. You know, more 3-and-outs from both teams here again in the third quarter. But every time Indiana would cut it to 7, the Buckeyes would show like, no deal here, man. We're at least keeping it at 2 scores. Although 31-17 felt a lot closer than 17-3 somehow. Although they were both just 14-point leads, somehow that 17-3 felt good, like a blowout's coming. 31-17, not so good. Especially 31-17 when Indiana had the ball. So now we get into the fourth quarter. It's 31-17. JT missed another deep ball. He missed a couple of deep balls earlier in the game, too. So, you know, even though it looked like at points their offense was struggling, you know, a good pass there. They had a couple of long touchdown passes today. So that could have changed everything. You know, he's got to complete them passes. You know, look, they end up winning the game 38-17, and JT had a pretty bad day throwing the ball, I'd say. Overall, the offense, though, you guys like Wilson gets that last touchdown, a 37-yard catch and run for the touchdown, making it 38-17. Could have possibly scored there at the end. Hooker intercepted a ball. They got a block right at the end. It looked like it was going to be a pick 6 from Hooker, but they got a chop block, calling it back, and then the Buckeyes didn't run it in. Apparently did not want to run up the score. Looked like they could have given it to Weber for a touchdown. JT kept it, and then they just ran out the clock. Showing a little bit of class to the Hoosiers. 38-17 final. Now 2-0 in the Big Ten, 5-0 overall. Big Houston lost today to Navy. Navy pretty much runs Houston right out of the race. Kind of killing that game against Louisville, but that's not what we're talking here. We're talking about the Buckeyes getting another win. Indiana played tough. You know, I think I might predicted maybe, I think it was 45-20 was my preview prediction. So not too far off, 38-17, 45-20. You know, not bad at all. Maybe I gave the Hoosiers, although I had the Hoosiers offense pegged wrong. They didn't throw the ball well at all today. Lego. Never did figure out how to say his name, really. I think that guy was saying it wrong. The guy on ESPN had it wrong. I think it's Legao. So anyhow, they looked to run the ball today, and they ran the ball well. You know, a guy looked like Tevin Coleman back in there. So congrats to the Hoosiers for what the hell, their improvement, but still not up. They're just not up to the Buckeyes level. Buckeyes didn't even have their best day, and it was 38-17. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Boom. We will see you next week. Big boat.